Welcome back, everybody, to Catalano Baking, where it is our mission to make higher protein and bonus nutrition baked goods to support your aesthetic, athletic, and fitness goals. And for today, I have a special one for you. It's my favorite business book, which is, of course, Josh Kaufman's The Personal MBA. So if I had to tell you, the main theme of this book is that you don't need to go get an MBA or a fancy certification or fancy education or, a certain job like investment consulting or something like that in order to truly understand small business for yourself, especially if you're somebody that is looking to start your own side hustle, or you're somebody that's looking to start your own business at a very, very small local level, but you're just not sure that you have enough of the knowledge or awareness or concepts to really take that entrepreneurial leap. This definitely is the best book to go forward with. The way the book is actually broken down is into 3 sections, and the first section has to just do with straight business in terms of what he considers the 5 core ingredients of a good business, and that has to do with value delivery, it has to do with marketing, sales, value creation, and finance. Particularly in this book, in that section, the marketing and sales is definitely a lot higher, and the value creation, there's definitely a lot of interesting ideas. Then he goes into another 3 chapters on really how to deal with yourself in terms of psychology, how to deal with others as a business owner, how to do things like negotiations and everything like that. And of course, the last 3 parts of the book, he talks about systems and just how to develop systems, how to analyze systems, and how to improve upon systems so that, once again, as a business owner, you're able to make a scalable solution and not just a one time here, one time there. It's leveraging your time most appropriately. So my 3 big takeaways from this book, I'm going to do one from each section. The first section, I'm going to go with the end result and desires. Okay. And if I have to say the quote in here of people don't buy 1/4-inch drills, they buy 1/4-inch holes, by Theodore Levitt, who's an economist at the Harvard Business School. That quote alone is worth gold. When it comes to running your own small business, it's about always understanding the customer and that what they buy is not the solution, it's an end result, whether that's a feeling, whether that's some sort of status or power or anything like that, which is on the second part of this, which is the drives. Right? So people want an end result that's connected to a drive, whether it's a drive to acquire, like status, material goods, things like that, whether it's to bond, right, to have some sort of connection with others, whether it's to defend whatever it is you have already, right, whether that's a drive to, have an emotion, like a thrill or something like that, as well as a drive to learn, which obviously on this channel you want to learn more about high protein, bonus nutrition type of baked goods so that, once again, you can support those aesthetic, athletic, and fitness goals. So with that end result in mind in business, the entire section could be summed up in you're trying to deliver an end result to your customers. Now, what that means is, for instance, for this channel, what we really try and deliver is not just so much higher protein baked goods. That's okay, and a lot of other people can do that, but what we really try and do is deliver higher protein baked goods that support an end goal, which is to acquire either the body you want or the aesthetic or athletic progress that you want, so that you can get a lot more respect, so that you can feel healthier, so that you can actually go do the things in life you want to do and not be hampered back. Okay. The second part has to do with the reference level and conservation of energy. Now, in this section, I'm going to go ahead and show you what conservation of energy is. It's the fundamental principle of human action is that men seek to gratify their desires with the least exertion. And this is Henry George, who's the author of Science of Political Economy. So in terms of conservation of energy, when you think about human beings, and especially consumers, everything goes back to they want this end result, this feeling, this acquiring, this ability to defend what they have, their honor, right? Things like that. But we don't want to have to exert too much energy, or we don't really want to exert a whole lot of that kind of effort, right? We want the least amount of effort, most amount of reward. And so with that, we always are thinking of our reference level. And in the book, Josh is talking about, from a marketing perspective, how we're always looking at things in terms of a left or right bound, right? We're always thinking, in the normal course of life, I've seen enough to where I know that things should be within this left, right bound, and if it's somewhere within there, I just kind of say in my brain, okay, I've seen this story before, never mind, let's focus on the next thing, right? So if you're having a product or a solution and you're trying to penetrate that, but you're coming at it from a very status quo perspective, it's going to go right over someone's brain because they figure, I've already seen it, I know I have options, nothing to really pay attention to. And so once you realize that, you realize, okay, a big part about business is going to be to break down that barrier. And the way you break down that barrier, of course, is, as Seth Godin would say, is developing your purple cow or your unique proposition. For this channel, for instance, our proposition is, it's not just higher protein baked goods. A lot of people have that. We also deliver a little bit of bonus nutrition, right? Utilizing a lot of different specialty ingredients such as superfoods. We're not just giving you this high protein baked good, but we're giving you a little bit also nutrition, which helps you with things like acne or digestion or anything like that, as well as doing it in a modern way in terms of modern ingredients, like substituting almond milk or almond flour for whole wheat or for all-purpose flour or for regular cow's milk, right? So it's a little bit more modern in that way. So that is a little bit of a purple cow. That kind of goes beyond your left-right limit because you don't really see any other channels out there that have developed recipes in that manner. And then, of course, the last part is he talks about the critical few. And the critical few has to just do with an 80-20 principle, where Richard Koch, who's the author of the 80-20 principle, says, typically causes, inputs, or effort divide into two categories. 1, the majority that have little impact, and 2, a small minority that have a major dominant impact. This is actually also called the Pareto Principle. Just understand with the Pareto Principle that as a business owner in your systems, typically speaking, there's always those critical few activities that are going to drive your revenue or they're going to drive your expenses. And you need to focus on those, right? In other words, there might only be 3 activities that cause 80% of your expenses. So if you're focusing on the other 20% of your expenses, your margins aren't really going to get any better, right? You need to be focusing on how can I negotiate or how can I get those costs for those critical 3 to come down. Same thing with revenue. For instance, with this channel, we obviously target a lot of veterans, former military, police, people who physically also are athletes who want to gain muscle, who want to lose weight, and want baked goods that support that goal. Okay, so we target those people, and that's our critical few, right? We're not trying to target everybody because then we're really not serving anybody very well. And that's not a good solution for us. We want to be able to serve that very target small group as best as possible because we know that that's the critical few that's going to drive our success. And so when you think about those critical few activities or those critical few things for this channel, for instance, it's going to be obviously producing high quality recipes for baked goods that deliver high protein and bonus nutrition, right? That's a critical activity. If we don't do that consistently at a very high standard, you're not going to get as much results for this channel, quite frankly. And so if I keep focusing, let's say, on writing blogs about Godzilla or the new, Avengers movie or something, you're probably not going to really pay attention too much because I'm not really delivering value to that critical few, right? It's not really a value-driven activity. And to go along with that, what Josh is saying is, in terms of the garbage in, garbage out model, it's this big thing in terms of, for chefs everywhere, the ingredients you put in are going to equal the pretty much product on the end. There is no magic formula from a business perspective that you can pretty much just turn on a switch and boom, right? You got results. No effort, you got results. It's kind of like the weight loss pill you take the weight loss pill and all of a sudden, boom, 2 weeks later you dropped 15 pounds. I'm very, very cautious of those things. I believe you need to put the work in, right? If I'm going to lose 10 pounds, I probably need to be exercising. I probably need to eat correctly. And anything that tells me otherwise, I'm very cautious on, okay? And why? Because it's garbage in, garbage out. If I put high quality food in my body, I'm going to get high quality out. If I put garbage in, I get garbage out. Same thing with my business. if I don't edit very well, and I don't test out my recipes, and I don't do things from a high quality perspective, it's going to show on the videos, right? It's going to show for you guys, and quite simply, you're going to get a garbage result, and you guys shouldn't want to watch any more of my videos. So that's another big thing when you think about your systems, is you have to be able to have quality go into them first. And so with that, I'm also just going to kind of show you just kind of how it's broken down. It kind of just has the chapters like this, you know, the human mind, some quotes on it, and then it just kind of goes into breaks down. Another really big thing in terms of the conclusion for this was in the back, they actually have right here, which is in the appendix, in terms of the high quality books that Josh had to research. And a lot of these books I've read. One of my favorite ones is actually Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. It's a phenomenal book in terms of sales. But I learned that because I just went to the back of the book, started reading a few of these, and it's a great place to begin your journey in terms of understanding about business, your side hustle, how to make a little bit of money. It's no fluff. It's going to give you exactly what you need, and hopefully you take the advice from this book and actually put some of it into action. And with that, this is Catalano Baking out.